Hi guys, welcome back for another one. Today is going to be another installment in Hot Takes, as I'm going to give you guys my opinion of Cosmic Crucible, which is probably going to be an unpopular one. For this video, I will be using Dorky Dad's video of Cosmic Crucible, as I feel like he did the best job explaining it. It's a little bit longer than some others, but I feel like he did the best job explaining it. So I'm going to go through his video. I won't be showing you much of here. You guys can go watch it yourself. Once again, link in the description down below. But it's just going to help me a guide of me covering certain topics that I would like to talk about, where I feel like I may disagree with a lot of the envoys that covered this new game mode. So with that said, you guys know what time it is. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it. All right, so first, let's kick this off. I'm not going to go over detail of like what they cover in their video. Once again, if you want a breakdown of this, I'm just here to give you my hot take on everything. So first off, the structure setup of this game mode, where it's 8 of you put together, random matchmaking of who you get as your first opponent, and then eventually, you tier off, kind of like, I don't know, more than a double elimination style tournament. Where you break off. You're either going to either go 3-0, 2-1, 1-2, or 0-3. Now, I'm really hoping that to start this, everything is broken off by collection power, as that's going to be the best way to give us even matchups to start. And I'm not sure what you get given from there. I think in Dorky Dad's video, he calls it elos, but someone else's video I watched, they called it skill points. So I'm not sure what it actually is, like kind of like the similar to trophies and more. But I'm really liking this, and I'm going to bring this up a little bit later as we get into some things that were really hot topics the other day on my live stream. So now this is probably where my unpopular opinion is going to start, and I don't know, am I alone in this? You guys can let me know in the comments down below if I'm alone. I know there's enough of you guys out there already that disagree with me. I got that in my Twitch chat the other day, so you don't need to really put that in the comments, because I already know you guys exist, and I already know there's no way that all of us always agree on everything. So first off, we're going to be able to put 6 teams on defense. Now, when you go into a battle, you are able to see your opponent's all 6 defenses, which I've watched 5 different videos covering this this topic so far, and all 5 of them, I believe they said they didn't like the fact that you could see all 6 defending teams. I like that fact, as it allows me to plan out my attacks, and I'm going to explain why I like the fact that I can plan my attacks, and it has a lot to do with the scoring mechanics of Cosmic Crucible, where it allows the creative person to probably pick up the win over someone less creative. Now, the reason why I do not like what was suggested was seeing one team at a time. I do not like this at all, because even though in the beginning we're not going to have any Cosmic Crucible set kits or characters, the devs have already said it's coming. And I believe that was said in the last Strike Time video. And I want to take you guys down memory lane, as I'm pretty sure a majority of you are going to be able to relate to what I'm about ready to lay out. So let's assume you see one room at a time in Cosmic Crucible, and they make a Cosmic Crucible defensive team like Heroes for Hire, right? If I could take you guys back a few months when Heroes for Hire was out, before Omega Red, before Weapon X, imagine that being the very first team that you see in Cosmic Crucible, and you already avoided it more because you can't do anything about it, right? More of us can do something about it nowadays, but back when they were first released, you couldn't. Can you imagine seeing that very first one, knowing you can't beat it? It would ruin this game mode for those players. Absolutely destroy this game mode. Seeing all 6 defensive teams prevents destroying this game mode in the event that the devs screw up and sell us a Heroes for Hire Cosmic Crucible defensive team. I may see that I'm not able to do anything about it, but then I can just focus my attention on the other 5 and hope that my opponent can only clear 5, and hope I have the better tiebreakers. If they do one team at a time, it's either going to put in a scenario where they may put out a character after people have bought it. They might have to nerf it. That's not good. That's not good at all. I mean, and they're definitely not going to avoid not making Cosmic Crucible teams, right? They can't help themselves. They got to make money. People want to be competitive. They're going to sell Cosmic Crucible teams. People are going to buy it. Whether you think people are stupid for doing that or not is your own personal opinion, but people are going to do it. All right, now that I think I've hammered my point home along with that one, room bonus and stuff like that, they did ask that the modifiers are only applied to the offense, not the defense. I'm okay. At the end of the day, I think I'm okay with that. But honestly, without covering the rest of this, I think this game mode is fine as presented. to launch today. Mobile Gamer said this will probably be his favorite game mode. Now, he did say that it does lack comparing to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but as someone who has no experience with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I have nothing to compare it to, so this could end up being my favorite game mode too. So fingers crossed it doesn't get ruined by unnecessary changes before it goes live, because like I said, as this is presented, I'm okay with playing this. Day one, no changes. I'm okay with that. Unpopular opinion, I know. All right, I'm gonna talk about the attack side of things. I don't think I really have much to debate here. I like the fact there's 18 attacks total that you're allowed to do, 3 per room. I think that's really good. It does affect the scoring, which we'll get into scoring a little bit later, because I think it's where another point of mine is going to be made. It's very unpopular, but hey, I'm going to make it. And the fact you can preserve a team just like War, you'll still lose the attack, but you can save a team. Absolutely love that feature. As you know, Scopely, your game likes to crash, which is really going to suck if that's the determining factor between winning and losing tiebreaker. Another reason, Scopely, you really need to fix your game. And I guess the last thing I want to add before moving on, because Dorky Dad did bring up a really good point in this video, that they're going to give us you have all 18 attacks to start, so you can do this within, I think you have like 24 hours to do your attack, so in that 24 hours, you can do it at your leisure. And he did bring up a good point. Like, why don't you just allow us to do all 5 of our arena attacks at our leisure? Why don't you allow us to do all of our war attacks at our leisure? Just give us all 10 to start. Why don't you just give us our 8 attempts per character and blitz to start? Like, allow us to do this game more on when we have time to play it versus on having to log in at specific times. Absolutely agree with this fact. 100% support it. Hopefully we can get enough movement in the community to get this done, because I think it would make the game more enjoyable knowing that you could just log in one time a day, get everything done when you have the time, and be done with it. Be done with it for the next 24 hours or 23, 22, probably more likely 21, because that's how long it takes to play this game daily. All right, so the scoring. So this is the other thing more, it's going to be an unpopular opinion. I'm okay with everything. I know the big issue was with efficiency with a lot of the content creators that covered this. And obviously I didn't take part in the playtest. I could have as an envoy took place in the playtest. I thought I was going to be busy the week of the playtest, so I opted not to apply for it. And yeah, I shouldn't plan on life things because they never work out. But anyways, yeah, I'm okay with the efficiency turn taking. I mean, in all this scoring, full clear is king. You score 150 points per full clear, and that's enough points. If you add the other stuff, like they can somewhat match it, but that full clear alone can pretty much determine the winner of a match, right? If you clear 5 rooms, they clear 6, most likely your opponent won the match. Because that's such a huge amount of points given out. So to me, everything else is kind of like a tiebreaker. Is it possible to beat someone doing 5 wins and they do 6? Maybe the math there, it's possible, but it's going to be a very hard mountain to climb. So the fact that they do all these other ones, the healthy care, temp bonus, and efficiency, it's just to like give diversity in the score to prevent tiebreaker scenarios. And we'll get into a tiebreaker scenario here right after we cover this. But the 5 points per knockout per enemy, cool. You clear a room, you're getting 25. You don't clear a room, you get less than 25. The healthy character thing, and the reason why I like this scoring is a lot of complex strategy that could take place in here. Now, obviously, not every match strategy is going to win it for you. Sooner or later, you're going to get smacked in the face by someone, especially if you're very good at this game mode and you keep moving up. You're eventually going to get smacked in the face with an enemy you just can't overcome. Kind of like in War, if your team goes on a winning streak, most likely you're going to get something that's just going to smack you around and make you realize you're not whales. Yeah, so the healthy character thing, I like that. It does make you think of like, okay, I need to put something in there that maybe does some passively healing, so that way maybe when the match ends, my characters, I can score a little bit more points. Characters that do that. I think of Minerva when I think of characters like that, to passively knock out someone out, passively heal. The attempt bonuses, I do like that. However, you score nothing. If it takes you 3 attacks to clear, you get nothing. So it does add a huge bonus to one-shot clears, which again, if your opponent doesn't want you to get in those 40 points, you can't just throw trash on defense, right? They got to put something that tricks you, right? You got to come up with something that tricks your opponent. And I talked about this on stream the other day, back in the early War days, when people put like, I don't know, it was like Shuri, Scientist Supreme. It was like a bunch of healers with protectors, and you just couldn't get through it, and it was just constant healing, and the team was designed just to make you time out, and you had to like punch down heavy on it to stop it from, you know, stalling you for 5 minutes. So yeah, creative ideas like that. And then the efficiency thing, it was probably the one they talked about the most they didn't like. So you get penalized for each turn you take. My understanding is that minions don't count. So if a minion takes a turn, it's not a turn taken, which someone brought up. I wonder if Dark Phoenix, if once she goes dark, if her turns count anymore. If not, she's a great character to play on offense if that's true. But I like it because it's a strategy. It's like, okay, well, when I set my defense, let me put a defense out that can stall turns, right? Because you want to stall turns. You don't want your opponent clearing fast. And they brought the point, like, people just save their like Eternals for offense. Well, that might be true, but that's only one offensive attack. Does that serve the purpose for them to score the max? You know, and another thing is, like, this game mode, Dorky Dad says he's a 19 million collection power. This game mode is going to play differently for someone with 19, someone like myself that's close, like in the 14, 15 range. You know, and then people with less than 10 million. It's going to play completely different. And he didn't talk about the tiebreaker in this video. So in the event that you and your opponent have the exact same score at the end, the person with the highest collection power gets the win. And some people have a problem with this. And again, as an unpopular opinion, I do not. And here's why I do not. Well, maybe before I say why I don't, let me explain the opposite side of this coin, why people think that if they're the low collection power, they should win, right? They're essentially punching up and going toe to toe with someone with a higher collection power. And that feels like a huge win. Yes, it should feel like a huge win. But on the flip side of that coin, the person with highest collection power should move on because you get skill points, elos, whatever it's called in the game. I don't know. You know, I just don't know if it's maybe someone saying the wrong thing because they're taking something that's from another game mode. I don't know. But if I go toe to toe with someone with a higher collection power and I get scored higher, which means my next tournament I'm going against people with higher collection powers. Well, I already couldn't beat the guy with 2 million more than me, and now I'm going against guys with 4 million more than me. And chances are I may go 0-3 because they pushed up my rank because I went toe to toe with someone with a higher collection power in the last tournament. When had they given me the loss, I would still be in a range where I have a fair shot of winning. And that's the main reason why I don't have a problem with, you know, you take the loss so you don't suffer more losses in your next tournament, right? You're say around the level where you can compete at, right? Because obviously that level, you can compete at that level. You might have to tweak up your strategy somewhat, or maybe it is just too much collection power to overcome, which is a very big thing that will happen to some people that are very good, either strategy wise, maybe you're just lucky, maybe it's just RNG. But yeah, I would much rather take one loss on a tie against someone with a high collection power than we put in a tournament with people with even larger collection powers and just go 0-3 and have a miserable time. All right, guys, so this was my hot take of Cosmic Crucible based on the information provided by other envoys that took part in the playtest. And like I said earlier, the link to Dorky Dad's video will be down in the description down below if you guys want to check it out yourself. I feel like at the end of the day, he did the best job describing this game mode and going through its points and other content creators. So big shout out to Dorky Dad. His video is a little longer than the rest of them, but he definitely did the better job. But anyways, guys, that was my hot take, aka unpopular opinion today. If you guys enjoy this or want to support the channel, you can always do that by hitting that thumbs up, hitting that subscribe, leaving a comment, and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss anything in the future. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.